Welcome to the New Writer Podcast, episode 10. I'm Matt Brotherton, author of the Seven Keys Saga and other works. Tonight, I want to try something a little different. When I started the New Writer Podcast in August of 2014, I wanted to create a place where new authors could come and tell their story about how they got into the business of writing and let the world know a little bit about themselves and what they do. My plan was to have a weekly or bi-weekly interview with a lesser-known writer or artist and help others get their voices heard. Unfortunately, what I've learned is that it is much harder to keep a consistent schedule when relying on weekly interviews, especially for someone like myself that is a bit of a hermit by nature. So I've decided to change that basic format of the show a little bit. I'm still hoping to be able to help other writers and artists find their audience, but I'm also going to use the show to document my personal journey as a writer. I will continue to do interviews and chats with my fellow authors, and those interviews will be available on YouTube as well as in the audio. I've created a specific playlist on YouTube for just the interviews, and you can find those by going to http://www.newwriterpodcast.com/interviews. Still with me? Awesome. So tonight I just wanted to talk about the goals I'm setting for myself in 2015. See, it's only January 8th as I record this, and I already slacked off on all of them but one. The last week of December, I sat down and created a little list of things I'd like to accomplish as a person, a writer, a publisher, and a blogger. So far, I've been doing a really good job as a reader, and so I'll talk about that first. Writers are readers, and if they're not, they probably suck or smell funny or both. I've always been a big reader, or a more accurate statement was I used to be a big reader, became a big audiobook listener, and as I am slowly finding my way back to a happy middle ground. My reading goal for 2015 is to read 150 books, although I have my tracker set for 100. That's roughly 3 books per week, and so far I'm on track for that. I actually just finished my 3rd book. I also know how important reviews are for authors, so my goal for the year is to write at least 50 reviews. I know. That's only 1/3 of the books I plan to read, and there's a good reason for that. See, I don't plan on reading any crappy books this year, but I might, and I'm definitely not going to take the time to review them if they suck. Sorry, authors. I know that bad reviews are sometimes better than no reviews, but I'd rather not be the one handing out negativity all the time. Generally, though, I can find something good to say about a book. After all, books are babies, and even the ugliest baby still gives off brain-melting baby vibes, right? I'm a big Goodreads user, so you can follow along with my reading progress there. I created an easy link for it too, newwriterpodcast.com/Goodreads. I'd love to hear from other authors and readers on there, and if you got some book recommendations for me, send them my way. I'm trying not to be too terribly pigeonholed into one genre of book this year, so send them all. I'll take them. Okay, so here's the big part where I've really fallen down on the job this year. I intend to finish the first chronicle of the Seven Keys Saga this year. That's 3 more books. Now I know I wrote 4 of them in 2014, so I should be able to do 3 more in 2015, right? Well, I probably could if I could get myself going on writing them. Part of relaunching the podcast like this is to give myself a kick in the booty needed to jumpstart my writing again. I've been slacking, and I have no accountability. My goal as a writer isn't just to write 3 more books this year, though. That's pretty quantitative, and I'm wanting to set my goals that are more qualitative as well. Last year I finished my first book, and then I wrote some more. I can see that I'm improving as a writer, but I don't feel like I'm as good as I want to be just yet, if I can ever be. That's why for writing this year, I'm focusing on proving my craft. I've joined a writing group here in Helena, the Queen City Creatives, and you can find us on meetup.com if you're local and interested. I'm hoping that by participating in a community of writers, all at various stages in their journeys, I can hone my craft while helping others hone theirs as well. To do that, I plan on writing a lot more short fiction this year. I've written a few short stories over the years, and I've gotten a few decent reviews on them. I like short fiction because it allows me to freely experiment with a lot of different things and really work on specific techniques when I need to focus on one. For example, I think I need to work on setting descriptions, so I'll probably write a couple of vignettes in the next few months. If you're interested in reading my short stories, I give them away for free to the people on my author site's mailing list. You can find my author site at mabrotherton.com. I'll probably talk more about that in the future, but I'm not really using this show to focus on marketing or anything, so you probably won't hear me mention it again outside of my self-plugging outro. This all brings me to my last point for the night. The one thing I've decided on more than anything else was my direction as a creative. I figured out my mission statement, so to speak, and my goal for 2015 is to find at least 5 new ways of pursuing it. I stole it from the Sterling & Stone guys, sterlingandstone.net, and then added to it. I admit that freely, and if they want to send ninjas after me, I'll understand. It's simple. I want to create awesome things, tell people about it, and encourage others to do the same. That's why I decided not to just let the New Writer podcast die out. It can be an awesome thing in time, and the entire reason I started it was to help others talk about their awesome things. I hope you'll stick with me in 2015 as I learn and grow. This is my journey. It might not be glamorous, but I think there are probably plenty of you out there feeling the same way. Let's figure out how to be more awesome together. If you'd like to know more about me, you can find me at mabrotherton.com, as at mabrotherton on Twitter, on Facebook, mabrotherton.com/Facebook, or on Google+. Until next week, thank you for listening. Transcripts and links for this episode are available at newwriterpodcast.com/10.